organization that I represent is FarmaSis. FarmaSis is a movement that I started in 2016. The movement is to get 10,000 black women to grow at least one food item in their yard, and we create another food system. It has begun, and I have quite a few sisters that are growing, and we share, we buy from each other. I have a monthly meeting, a Zoom call, where I always spotlight another sister who is doing something in agriculture so that we can begin to know who each other, where we are, and it's growing by leaps and bounds.
Tell me a little bit of why you came to the conference this weekend.
Oh, I came to the conference because, number one, I have not missed one. This is the 6th one, and I have been at every single one, so it's a tradition now. Number one. Number two, my mentee received the Young Farmer of the Year, and I wouldn't dare miss that for anything. And number three, to be reconnected, to continue to learn and grow. I think education and continuing education is the number one thing that growers should partake in. And coming to a conference like this provides a lot of good information. I've learned so much. One of the things I've learned about, and it's one thing that farmers don't really like to deal a lot with, that's the business side of farming. I had an individual text meeting this morning, and I learned so much about things that I need to do. And I see again that farming piece, which is so important for farmers. We know the craft. We love to do the growing, but there's another piece that needs to be addressed. And so this morning I addressed that. Again, that's one of the reasons why I go to conferences, to actually learn, and I actually go to all of the conferences, all of the classes, and because you pay for them. This conference was very, very good cost this year. It was a combination of the membership, one-year membership, and the conference. Again, it was just amazing, and everybody here has loved it, including me. But yeah, the number one thing is to learn and come see my mentor. And
Tell me a little bit, how did you get into farming and agriculture?
Oh, that's a long story. It was not intentional. My original intent was to just get organic food, and I heard that there was a black family in Sumter, South Carolina, that had an organic farm. I set out to find them, found them. The first day I was there, the father told me that I was the one. And I said, I'm the one to do what? He said, the one to get this information out about food. And that was like 2006 or 7. And I was like, I don't want to be the one. I just want to get some food. He's like, no, you're the one. So we argued for about 2-3 hours. Fast forward, I'm one of the ones to help get the information out about, the food is truly medicine. So the FarmaSis, our tagline is, we grow medicine. So yeah, it wasn't intentional. I just, each year got a little bit deeper and deeper and started hanging around farmers. Next thing I know, I'm all out in the field. But I grew up on a farm. My grandparents had 18 kids, so farming was a way of life. And I thought that everybody grew up that way. Playing in the fields, and we didn't have to always go inside to eat lunch because we just eat what was outside and keep playing. Kids, they don't want to even come in to eat. So that's what we did. And again, I thought that everybody lived that way until I went to college, and I found out everybody didn't live that way. So I started living like my peers that I met in college. And then in 1990, I was in a terrible car accident. I had 3 life-threatening surgeries. And one of the things that I had to do was go back to my roots, start eating the way I used to eat before I went to college. And that nutrition and food and holistic living got me back to good health.
If someone, what advice would you give to someone that's just starting out farming, and they were thinking about, well, maybe this task may be a little bit too big for me. I'm not quite sure where to start. Mm-hmm. What kind of advice would you give to them?
I would give a new farmer the advice. Number one, you got to change your mindset. It sounds cute and fun and pretty, but it's a business if you're going to farm. Now, if you're going to grow just for yourself, that's a different thing. But if you're going to be, quote unquote, a farmer who's going to make money, you got to treat it as a business. Your first stop is you got to get a bank account. You got to get someone who knows how to do business in terms of your accounting and your taxes. You have to, number one, go to FSA and get your farm track number. You want to be connected with USDA or FSA. So USDA has 3 organizations that I primarily work with, or 3 divisions. That's FSA, NRCS, and rural development. And now I'm beginning to work with AMS. So you want to learn about those programs, but you do want to get your FSA number. But I talk to people, I tell them, and I don't want to feel like I'm discouraging them, but it's a lot of work. But it's very satisfying, and it's one of the most honorable professions and jobs you can be in, because everybody eats. And there's only 2% of our, in the population in America, only 2% are farmers. So you've been a very exclusive club, but if you're gonna do it, you need to work in a collective form. Don't do it by yourself, because it's hard to do it all by yourself. You should work collectively. So like with FarmaSis, we have 3 tenets. One is collective work, that's the first one. Work collectively. So like I have a new class this year, I got 26 women. You know how fast 26 women can get something done? As opposed to me doing it by myself. So we get to see the power of collective work. But number one, they gotta find some groups and partners to work collectively. That's the number one.
What has been the impact of being involved with the coalition?
Oh my goodness, so many positive things. Number one, we get to work in partnership. So we get to do a lot of work, and it doesn't feel so heavy doing it by yourself. But the collaboration and working together has allowed us to go fast and far without it just being so much burden on one person. And of course, it feels like family. Who doesn't love from their family? So I get to feel that also.
Ms. Clemons, if somebody wanted to reach out to you and find a little bit more about what you're doing, how would they do that?
They can go to our website. I have 3. Depends on what you want. So if you just want to know about FarmaSis, thefarmasis.com, TheFarmaSis.com, or they can email me at info@thefarmasis.com. I also have a website or email for Diane's Call, and Diane is my mom who passed away when she was 42, so it's a health and wellness organization. We do more than talk about, with Diane's Call, we work with children, like we have holistic programs for children, and you can reach me that at info@dianescall.org, and that's spelled DIANNESCALL.org. Or you can just simply go to BonitaClemons.com, and there is a tab where you can just put some information in, and I'll get the email and we'll talk.
Bonita, thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. Thank you.